Hey, shop at Teesprings for all your goods merchandise. We got what you need. You need shirts? No problem. You need mugs? No problem. You ain't got no money? Problem. Get the red suit, get the monkey, raise some money, buy a shirt.
Welcome to this week's box office report, Goods Podcast style. I'm Annie.
I'm Terrence.
And we have a new entry here, the new number one.
Yes.
And that is Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yes, thanks you guys for supporting it.
$143 million, $300 million worldwide. What'd you think?
Great numbers, and Marvel always does these numbers. I mean, the last time I remember they didn't do well was
Eternals.
Yeah, there you go, Eternals. Yeah, so, I mean, for a character that's on its fourth movie, or at least in its own series, I would expect it to still be doing well. It would be more of a disappointment if it had done Eternals numbers because it's already established. At least Eternals was in its debut.
Right.
This has people that were waiting to see this next entry into this franchise. So it's supposed to do these numbers. It did great. It's doing great outside of a pandemic. So, I mean, kudos to it. Was the movie great?
We'll actually have our Thor review coming out pretty soon, so you be the judge for yourself when you listen to our take on the film. But overall, yes, he's right. So it is doing very well. But I think that the difference between the success of Doctor Strange and Thor is that the Doctor Strange connection to Spider-Man, which was basically this was basically Spider-Man 2.5 when you were watching Doctor Strange because it's
right.
a direct connect to Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. As to where Thor was more of a direct connect to Endgame, and that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So some time has passed that we had seen this character. So I could understand why it didn't do as much as Doctor Strange, but regardless, it is doing pretty well. I do expect to have some kind of a drop. Will it repeat? That I don't know.
Okay.
Number 2 was Minions at $43.5 million. And a total of $210 million domestically. That is phenomenal.
I knew Minions was going to do well. When last time we did a box office report, we were talking about Lightyear and how it was going to have to go up against Minions.
Yeah, and it didn't even hold up like we thought it was going to.
Oh man! All right, so I knew Minions was going to be pretty strong once again. Of a film that is in its multiple number of that series. I mean, this is the second, third. Of this series?
Is as far as the series?
Yeah, for Minions.
5.
Yeah, see, I mean, we've already established these characters and they've all done well. So why would this one not do well?
Absolutely. Hanging in there at number 3 is the Need for Speed, Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, I was like, wait, it was a Need for Speed movie?
$15.5 million. It is still rocking it.
Oh man, just wait till we get to Top Gun 3.
The number one movie of 2022 pretty much is Top Gun. It has already reached $1.1 billion.
He can't leave this franchise now. You have to do another one.
You have to do a third one.
You have to, and can you please tell me how he is still getting military benefits? How is he still enlisted?
How about this? In 3, do you think it should be Rooster that causes his death? Miles Teller.
Or we're going to kill Miles Teller?
No. Miles Teller causes Maverick's
death. Oh, no. I mean, that'd be a good way to kind of transition the franchise on would be to kill Maverick, but I don't think it has to. Don't put that on Miles Teller. Just say he went on a mission.
Because he's Goose's son.
Yeah, but
That's why.
No. No. Why does everybody gotta die? How about maybe he retires? Like anybody in the military who's been in the military for 30 years. Maybe just retire. How about you just retire?
Go with Michael Ironside and Tom Skerritt over there. They're sitting down. All right. At number 4 is All Sugar. Elvis.
I'm surprised that that's still in the top 5.
$11 million.
In there for a couple weeks now, right?
$11 million has already grossed $91 million. That you know what's interesting about that is the length of the movie grossing that much money. Bohemian Rhapsody, I want to say was 2:10, maybe 2 hours and 10 minutes, maybe 2:15. I don't remember it being that long, but that one grossed about $175 million, I think. This one at 91 at 3 hours, that's incredible.
Well, one, the length is that because Elvis was a thing for quite a long period of time. So if they're covering all of it and not just young Elvis, which by the way I have not seen it yet. If they're not just covering young Elvis, but older Elvis as well. I mean, there's a lot of material that they have to go over. It was like because you have all the young Elvis and him doing movies and early 50s dealing with the dancing and how he shook America up, going into his being enlisting into the war and going on and meeting the president and being out of shape but still being loved and Graceland and his wife and so on and so forth. It's like he had an like his life went on and like was relevant for quite some time.
But how
I get the length.
How about
and there are a lot of Elvis fans, even people who didn't even grow up when he was alive. I'm an Elvis fan. So, but I can see why it would make so much money because there's so many people. The Graceland still exists. Well, I mean, those people alone probably could have got this movie the money that it made. It's like so. Not that surprising.
What's interesting about that is that because I have not watched the movie throughout the whole thing. No, I've gone in different places and I've watched a little bit of it. And Austin Butler, it has to be nominated for a freaking Oscar for this, and so does Tom Hanks. At least a nomination. He ain't got to win it, but at least a nomination. So both of them were
make
fantastic.
up for that thing you do.
Exactly. I did not realize how much of an influence black music had on Elvis in real life, and how much because black music was so, you had all of the civil rights issues back then that they weren't as welcomed as much. Him taking it and
totally influenced most of his career from the rock aspect of it to even when he started doing more gospel-esque music.
Yeah,
and it was like, dude, it's like he totally. So that's what they were like.
But what sucks about
Elvis
that?
stole all his stuff from black people.
But that's something that I'm going. That I don't see Elvis stealing
he was heavily influenced.
He was influenced, and he made it popular. And he got just as much crap for it as everybody else did, but it was a little bit more tolerable probably because he was white, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't think he stole it. But when
Your first real big cultural appropriation.
But when you got Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Little Richard, you got these James Brown. You have these artists that were freaking absolutely fantastic in this, and him taking it and moving on. He's Eminem before Eminem.
Hey, at least Eminem was upfront about it.
Eminem is rap Elvis.
Yeah. Eminem was upfront about it. He was like, look, I know I'm still in from black culture right now, so I'm calling it out. It was like, this isn't my thing, but I'm good at it. You guys like it, so just understand. I understand what's going on here.
Yeah, and he is actually on the soundtrack, so that's freaking awesome.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that Eminem is on this soundtrack, so that's freaking awesome. But either way, it is a pretty fantastic movie. Great performances. You got to freaking check that out.
Number 5, or is that number 4?
No, that was actually number 4.
Yeah, I thought
number 5 was Jurassic World Dominion.
How is this movie still making money? Everybody I talked to fell asleep in this movie.
$8.4 million, $350 million
I fell asleep
domestically
in this
total so far.
Lightyear is not making money, but yet Jurassic World Dominion is making money.
I think
this movie was so boring.
It was not what I expected.
Boring is what it was.
It was not what I expected. I thought it was a lot better. And Goldblum saved it. Every scene Goldblum's in is a scene stealer, like always. Seeing Sam Neill was in great. Laura Dern. Okay, great. It was great to see those guys. But honestly, it was not. It was just not the best.
This is gonna be the one of the forgettable Jurassic Park.
But let me ask you this: this is a part 3 in the new trilogy. Would you rather have Jurassic Park 3 or Jurassic World Dominion?
So you're trying to say which one I
which part 3 do you like?
Oh man. Well, I didn't fall asleep in Jurassic Park 3, and I fell asleep in Jurassic World Dominion.
I'm actually gonna go with Jurassic Park 3, man. I'm gonna go with Jurassic Park 3 over Dominion.
I mean, there's Jurassic. By the way, you don't hate Jurassic Park 3.
That's right.
There's problems in Jurassic Park 3, but I still enjoed it overall more than I enjoyed Dominion.
Exactly.
It's like Dominion just kind of like, it was just long and kind of boring in segments, and I'm like, and I know they were setting things up. They should have set up and completed in the second one, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, and
Lightyear was for me. Let's go ahead and get Lightyear back into the top
I think
5.
this was done. Like this franchise is done.
They're not doing another one after that.
All right, so that rounds out the top 5 but I gotta mention part 6 because number 6 is the Black Phone.
Lightyear.
$7.6 million, $62 million domestically so far for the black phone. That is an incredible number for a summer horror film, and Ethan Hawke's performance is impeccable. You need to freaking check that out. There are some scenes that are kind of like, but you know what? No movie's perfect, so except for Smokey and the Bandit Part 3. I'm just kidding.
He's trying to trigger us. That's what he's trying to do.
Hey, you're okay. You want to talk? All right, your Lightyear was 2.9 million, 112 million only so far in domestic. That's not counting overseas.
We ain't getting a Lightyear Part 2. We're getting a Toy Story 6.
You are not getting a Lightyear.
Getting a Toy Story 6. Tim Allen, thank you. Come back. Come back.
Yeah, all right, so up next is Where the Crawdads Sing, and that is based off of a novel, a really best-selling novel that is out right now, and it looks to be a sleeper hit. This is executive produced or produced by Reese Witherspoon, so I'm really thinking that this movie is gonna freaking bump Jurassic World out of there. I don't think it's gonna bump Elvis. It might bump Elvis off.
I haven't even seen a trailer for this film.
Yeah, it's in the same tone as Gone Girl.
Okay.
It's not exactly that, but you know, it's a murder mystery. It's the tone and the acting and all of that is very reminiscent to me anyway of Gone Girl. So, but you gotta check it out, the trailer anyway.
Reese put some money behind some trailers here.
Yeah. So that's that one, and then the other one is Nickelodeon's Paws of Fury, which is basically Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. So this is gonna knock. This is gonna knock Jurassic World Dominion out. This is what's gonna knock it out.
Okay.
Nothing else. This is what's gonna knock it out.
So I'm seeing these two knock off Jurassic World and Elvis out of the top 5.
Okay. Yeah. More than likely.
Because I think Maverick will stay, Thor will stay. Will Thor repeat? That's what I want to know.
It won't be number 1. Well, it might still be number 1 because nothing else big is coming out, so it'll be number 1 for again.
When you look at the adult demographic for something like Where the Crawdads Sing and Top Gun, okay, cool. But this is still summertime, and there's a lot of freaking kids out. There's a lot of teenagers out, and when the word of mouth comes out of how funny Thor is, yeah, I see Thor repeating again. Yeah, and I sure as hell don't see freaking. I know that Minions has been out a while, but I don't think that Paws of Fury will knock Minions off.
No,
by much.
No,
I don't think so.
No.
All right, Terrence, take us home.
All right, guys. So another week in the box office. I'm gonna try to see some of these movies so that way I have more insight by the next time we do one of these reports. But make sure you guys subscribe as well as click the notification button so that we are aware of all the times that we actually do box office because it's not that frequent.
For Aspen, Art, and Carla, wherever they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
Real quick, if you're still here, because we do these into the video little blooper things. If you're still here, look down. There's a link here for Patreon. If you guys like the show, please give us money. Give us money. We'll take a penny. We'll take a nickel. We'll take a dime. We'll take $1. We have some stuff on there that we're giving away on Patreon if you do contribute, because trust me, we need help. We need help. We want to buy new equipment, and we need an editor. Somebody who doesn't have to stay up in the middle of the night. Or they don't have to stay up in the middle, but I won't have to do it. So please, down, patreon.com/thegoods. It's in the link. Please do it. We appreciate it. Top flight.